هل تريدون أن تفهموا الجمل التالية دون ترجمة؟ على المائدة صحن وسكين، الملك زعلان مع الوزير الجديد، في بيت حسن مائدة جميلة. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thanks for joining me again, guys. If you answered yes to the question I asked at the beginning of the video, then you need to stick along until end of the video. Not only you'll be able to understand the sort of sentences I've mentioned at the beginning of the video, but you will also have the confidence to make up such sentences of your own. Let's get started, inshallah.
There are three cases in Arabic which are mainly indicated by changing the vowel on the final letter of the word, except in dual and signed masculine plurals, and these two will be covered in next chapter, inshallah. The first case is raf'un. In English we call it nominative. Essentially what that means is that the last letter of the word has a dhamma. Dhamma is written as a small vowel on top of the letter. So here is al-baytu, al-baytu. When it's definite, the house, or baytun, a house, when it's indefinite. The second case is nasbun, which in English we term accusative. Essentially what that means is that the last letter of the word has a fatha. So al-bayta or baytan. Fatha is like a small dash on top of the letter. Third case in Arabic is called jarrun. In English we call it genitive. Essentially what that means is the last letter has a kasra. So in definite form, for example, it'll be fil bayti, in the house, or fi baytin, in a house. Kasra is like a small dash at the bottom of the letter. We have already seen in chapter 1 and 2 that subject and predicate have the dhamma ending, which means they are in a nominative state. And this is the default state for nouns unless there's something else in the sentence which makes some nasb or jar. We assume them to be rough, i.e. nominative. In this lesson we'll be focusing on jar, so genitive case. So if when you read the Quran, for example, if you see a noun with the kasra, in this lesson you will know exactly why it has a kasra. Declension, which we call i'rab in Arabic, is the process of nouns accepting the three cases we just mentioned. And words which fully decline are called munsarif. However, there are certain classes of nouns which are not fully declinable. These are called ghair munsarif, dipodes. To give an example, have a look at this word, za'lanu. One thing you will notice is that when it's definite with alif lam, it's like any other noun. So it's like a munsarif noun. So there's no difference between nouns which are fully declinable and these type of nouns when it's definite. Because az-za'lanu, az-za'lani, az-za'lani. Right? It's the same as you would read a munsarif or a noun which is fully declinable. However, when they are indefinite, there are two main differences. The first difference is that they don't accept tanween. It's not za'lanun, it's za'lanu. So it only has one dhamma. And second is that they only have two case endings. So they have dhamma when they're nominative, when they're accusative and genitive, they have fatha. They have fatha. Because normally when it's genitive, it should have kasra. But because these are partially declinable, in genitive, it also has a fatha. Prepositions are words such as in, on, at, from, to. These in Arabic are called haruf jar, and they take the following noun in the genitive, in the jar state. Let me show you some examples from the book. The first example is fi bustanin. Fi in Arabic means in, so it's a preposition, hence it takes the noun after it into genitive state. Bustanin, fi bustanin. Okay. The second example, in the house. Again, fi means in, is a preposition, hence is taking its following noun into a genitive state. Fil bayti, and he obviously has one kasra instead of tanween because it's definite. Now fi misra, here as you notice there is no kasra, rather there is fatha. That's because Misr is not fully declinable. It's only partially declinable. So even when it's genitive, he takes fatha instead of kasra. And second thing is it doesn't take tanween. That's why it's fi misra instead of fi misrin. Moving on, minal waladit tayyibi. Walad here, the boy, is genitive because it has harf jar min before it, from. Now tayyib, which means nice, so from the nice boy, it's genitive because it's the adjective of al-walad. In the previous two chapters, we learned that the adjective must agree with its qualifying noun in terms of definiteness and in terms of gender. Now we know that it also has to agree with its qualifying noun in terms of case. Min waladin za'lana. So za'lana means angry. And here is the adjective of walad. As you notice, it doesn't have a kasra. Rather, it has a fatha, and it doesn't have tanween. Only has one fatha. Why? As we learned before, za'lan is not fully declinable. So when it's indefinite, it doesn't take tanween. Number one. And number two, when it's genitive, it takes a fatha. So it's the same case as walad, but it only doesn't take kasra because it's only partially declinable. Min al-waladi za'lani, from the angry boy. And here, as noticed as opposed to the previous example, za'lan takes kasra because, as we mentioned, when these nouns which are not fully declinable, when they are definite with alif lam, they behave like normal fully declinable nouns. From the angry boy. In chapter 1, we learned that the subject usually comes first in a sentence. Now, that's not the case if two conditions are met. Number one is that the prepositional phrase is the predicate in the sentence. And the second is the subject is indefinite. To give an example, fil bustani rajulun kabihun. Rajulun kabihun means an ugly man, and fil bustani means in the garden. Now we know that the rajulun kabihun, an ugly man, is a subject because that's what we're talking about. And we know it's indefinite with tanween. It doesn't have alif lam. So it meets the condition of the subject being indefinite. And fil bustani is the predicate and it's a prepositional phrase. So the both conditions are met. So hence fil bustani, the predicate comes first. In Arabic, reading from right to left. Fil bustani rajulun kabihun. An ugly man is in the garden. In such sentences, we can add there is in the translation. So we can say there is an ugly man in the garden. Possession in Arabic, which is called al-Idafa. Idafa is when two or more nouns are put together in a relationship of possession or belonging. We can't use apostrophe and s in Arabic. For example, we can't say the man's house in Arabic. There's no way of saying that. So we have to imagine Idafa in the way we use of sometimes. For example, in English we say the house of the man or the book of the boy. To demonstrate Idafa in Arabic, I've given two examples. Baytul Rajuli, which means the house of the man, and Bayt Muhammadin, the house of Muhammad. The first part in Arabic is called Mudaf. In English we call him possession. The second part is called Mudaf ilayhi, which we call possessor in Arabic. The first thing to notice is Mudaf can't accept alif lam and it loses its tanween. So it's Baytu, just one dhamma. And the second part is that the Mudaf ilayhi becomes genitive, okay, gets a kasra, Baytur Rajuli. Another thing to notice is that even though Bayt doesn't have alif lam, the mere fact that the Mudaf ilayhi has alif lam or it's definite, the Mudaf automatically becomes definite, the house of the man. Similarly here, Baytu Muhammadin. And the fact that Muhammad is definite because it's a proper noun, Bayt becomes definite automatically, the house of the Muhammad. Now you must be thinking, how do we say a house of the man or a house of Muhammad? To do that, if you look here, you don't do a idafa construction. Rather, you just say Baytun lirrajuli. So you use the harf jar li. Li means belonging to. Okay, a house of the man. Or Baytun li Muhammadin, house of Muhammad. Another important part is nothing can come between mudaf and mudaf alayhi. So any adjectives must be placed after the idafa. And the adjectives must agree with the noun it qualifies in terms of definiteness, gender, and nominal case, as we already mentioned. Okay, and this nominal case we just learned in this lesson. So for example, Baytu Muhammadin al-Kabiru, and here we know al-Kabir is the adjective of Baytu. Why? Number one, the both are definite because, as you mentioned, Baytu becomes automatically definite because Muhammad is definite. And secondly, they both have the same case. Both are in rough or nominative state because both have Dhamma. The big house of Muhammad. Baytur Rajuli al Qadimu. Again, because Qadimu has Dhamma, as the Bayt, we know Qadim is the adjective of Bayt, the old house of the man. Qadim means old. And another example, Baytu Muhammadil al-Kabiri. Here al-Kabir has a kasra, so it's in genitive state. And because of that, we know it's the adjective of Muhammad. So it becomes the house of big Muhammad. So big is the adjective of Muhammadiyah. Similarly, Baytur Rajuli al-Kadimi. Al-Kadim is the adjective of Rajul because both are genitive. Al-Kasra, the house of the old man. Two indefinite nouns can also form an idafa. For example, Finjanu Qahwatin, a cup of coffee. And as you notice, again, there's no tanween. And Qahwatin is genitive because it's mudaf alayhi, a cup of coffee. Now we will apply what we learned in this chapter by attempting this exercise. We will only do few of the questions from this exercise because I've designed an amazing quiz for you guys to have a go at. This quiz will not only allow you to test your knowledge of this chapter, but will also give you the confidence to make up your own sentences and examples, inshallah. And you could find the quiz in the comments below. And also, if you want to, you could download this book as PDF in the link provided in the bio. We are on page 38 of the book, and you could find all the vocabulary which will be used on page 37 and 38. You could go through the vocabulary and memorize it in your own time. I will tell you the meanings of each word I use in the exercise. على المائدة سحن والسكين. سحن means plate, سكين means a knife. A plate and a knife. Here, these two are the subject. And something interesting has happened because here subject doesn't come first because it's indefinite and its predicate is a prepositional phrase, على المائدة, on the table. So we translate as there is a plate and a knife on the table. Number two, mil'aqatul waladil nazifatu. Mil'aqatu is mudaf, hence it doesn't have tanween, he only has one dhamma. Al-waladi is mudaf alayhi, hence it's genitive. The spoon of the boy. An-nazifatu means clean. And we know it's the adjective of mil'aqatu because it's feminine, so is mil'aka, and both are definite, and most importantly, they both have the rough state, the nominative state, both have dhamma. So we know it means the clean spoon of the boy. this is not a complete sentence. Number 3, al-halibu tayyibun. Here al-halibu is the subject because it's definite. Tayyibun is the predicate because it's indefinite. The milk is nice. Al-halib means milk, tayyibun means nice. Number 4, minas suqil qadimi, from the old market. So qadim here is the adjective of suq because it matches it in the case, as well as both being definite. And suq is genitive because of min, harf jar. Min means from the old market. Suq means market, qadim means old, from the old market. Lisuqi makkata, li is harf jar, which means belonging to or for. Suqi is genitive because of the harf jar before it, and if you notice, it only has one kasra. The reason for that is because it's mudaf, and Makkah is mudaf ilayhi. And although it's mudaf ilayhi is genitive, but it takes a fatha because it's Makkah is ghair munsarif, i.e. it's a noun which is not fully declinable. So even when it's genitive, it takes a fatha instead of kasra, and it doesn't take tanween. If you translate it, it means belonging to the markets of Makkah. Number 6, Ibnu Hasanin waladun salihun. Here, Ibnu has one dhamma, so we know it's mudaf. Hasanin is mudaf ilayhi because it has kasra. It means the son of Hasan. Waladun salihun. Here we know salih is the adjective of waladun because both are indefinite and salih comes after waladun. It means the son of Hasan is a righteous boy. Salihun means pious or righteous. And walad means a boy. The son of Hasan is a righteous boy. That's all we're going to do for this exercise, inshallah. Please have a go at the questions in the quiz by following the link provided in the comments, and leave us your results in the comments box, inshallah. Please also leave me feedback for the channel. Just want to see how I'm doing and how you guys are coping, inshallah. And any suggestions are welcome. Jazakumullahu khairan.